Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a new start of a new week. This is Monday evening, 11th September, 8 p.m. And we are with you in our webinar series, pre-event of Feast Hair Convention, which is going to take place on 5th and 6th October in Hotel Sanitas, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. And in this pre-event webinar series, we are bringing you eminent speakers, scholars, researchers, experts in the field of tourism, hospitality, and aviation. And we are trying to build lot many information-based systems and things for our lovely audience, those who are from the background of travel, tourism, hospitality, education, at the same time from the industry and the corporate background. So in this particular series today, we have with us a very special guest from Travel Maniacs and Travel Maniac, and she is Miss Anuhya Nallani, and she is the communication manager with Travel Maniac. And the topic she is going to cover today, she's telling us, is basically discover the unbeaten Travel Maniacs. So without wasting any time, I'll just stop share and we'll straight away goes to the guest. Ma'am, a very good evening to you. And we are pleased that you are with us. We want to learn, we want to understand, we want to enjoy this session with you. A very good evening.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for that introduction. So, hello everyone, Anuhya here. And I would just quickly start presenting. I have a presentation for you. And before that, I would like really introduce myself on what exactly I do and how did I jump into this world of hospitality. So it all started off from my childhood where my dad actually have started seeing me on what kind of a child I was. So and before that, I would really love if this session is going to be interactive, true and for conversation has been happening. And
Yes.
I mean that might would really help us understand the topic more. And yeah, I would love if it
Uh,
is
and
interactive.
Anuyaji, for that, I want to say that I will be the moderator between you and the audience.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Chitra. So yeah, so quickly introduce about myself. I'm a hospitality industry expert. It's been almost 5+ years for me in this industry. I've been into several fields like BPO, event management, facilities, communications, travel agencies, just as to understand how this industry is. So before that, how did my journey start? So I used to be that child in my home where I used to like when the guests are here, I would be like just going to them, running to them, communicating with them, and all that. Whereas I'm not that kind of a kid who used to be behind the door, seeing who have come as a guest to our home. So seeing all this kind of nature in me, my dad have decided that something that is good in me, the people's person I am, he always wanted to choose me a career that is going to be like that, like having these contributes or these attributes that can be contributed in the industry. So that's how we choose hospitality industry. But anyways, for everybody, we have two things: what we love and what are we good at. So what am I good at? I just chose a career into that, that is the communications, or else be it the people person thing and all that. So that's how I just started my journey into hospitality industry, where I pursued tourism and hospitality both in my bachelor's and in my master's as well. And but I always aspired to becoming a teacher, where even in the childhood I would quickly wrap myself with my mom's dupatta and start feeling that I was a teacher and all that. So the reason behind tasting various fields of this industry is to understand the on ground reality of the industry and go back and give such kind of lecturing to the students who are stepping into such into an industry like this, so that it's just not another classroom teaching, and it has to have some experience that is to be added in this. And that's how I started working in various fields of the industry. So that is pretty much about me. I would just quickly go to the presentation. And make you understand what is that travel maniac has discovered, which was Unbeaten. So yes, travel maniacs discover the Unbeaten. So travel maniac is a travel agency which is specialized into tour planning. So before I start the presentation, so I would quickly want to ask one question. So wherever we go, we just anybody we interact with, we say hi, how are you doing, and all that. So if I would ask you all, how are you guys doing? How are you, Chitra? What
I'm
is it?
I am feeling delighted to be with, and I'm great. Thanks for asking. And people are also writing, we are fine. Somebody are writing great. We are doing well. So lot many things are coming.
Done. So usually when I asked this question to many of the people, the answer that I get most of the times is I'm busy. Sorry, I have asked you how are you? But then yes, this is how I hear from people saying I am busy. So I think in this busy schedules of ours and the very beaten work schedules, or it can be the daily routines that we have which make us really busy, and also things like work, money, or fear, these are the things that influence our work routine as well as the daily routines of us and also the schedules of us, and that's when we tend to say we are busy than we are fine. So the problem here is the time and the money that we are investing in should have some sort of value, right? I mean, that's how our time and money gets the value on how we are investing them on. So, for which I have another question. What exactly comes to your mind when you think about your childhood?
Free time, enjoying,
Yeah,
carefree, no
carefree,
tension.
no tension, of course. Yeah. And then also like we traveling to various places, like be it grandmother's
Uh,
home,
yeah.
just
Anuhya,
playing.
I also
Yes,
want to tell you what the people are writing. They're writing,
yes,
we remember of our books, we remember of studying hard and dreaming that we are going to be big someday and get to into jobs. So like that, these are the views.
absolutely. And even when I was into several institutions where I always ask these questions to the students, they always talk about their memories, they talk about their holidays that they get, they talk about the places that their dad takes them to, and the dishes, yummy dishes that mom have cooked for them, and all such kind of things, and watching cartoons and all that. So the reason behind asking this is, while I ask this question, people always talk about their experience. I never saw someone who said, yes, the moment I think about my childhood, I remember my bat or I remember my cycle. No, basically, I don't hear people talking about things, but they always talk about experience that they have gone through. So that's when I just wanted to say experience is always over things. So I never saw people saying cycles, mobile phones, so be it a 10,000 mobile phone or else a 50,000 mobile phone. I'm going to do the same thing with both of them. So wherever our time and money has been invested, that has to give us a lot of experience. And then, yes, that's how we find the value for our time and money. On this note, I just wanted to move forward on to understand on to throw some light on why travel gives us that sort of experience where both our time and money are being valued. So before that, I just wanted to share a small information on the science behind the vacation. So usually when we plan for a travel, for suppose we have discussed today on we are going to travel next week, the moment we say that, we start booking our tickets, have set ourselves right for the travel that we are going to do. So from 1 week we'll be so joyful that in another next 4 days or in 1 week I'm going to travel here, I'm going to travel there, and then I'll be off my work and we'll be really so happy, right? Like before our vacation, like if we have 4 days for our vacation, it's like I just have 4 days now. In 4 days I'm going to shut my mobile phones, laptops off, and I'm off to my travel, kind of. So that is the anticipation that is being created because of travel before our travel. And then of course we have a lot of relaxations that we have because we are off from routine and we don't see that is there, which is there in our daily routines while we are in travel, and that gives us a lot of relaxation. And of course captivation, such huge word, captivation is being used because after we come back from our travel, we cherish the travel a lot. Like we see our images, we just recall the memories, we sit, talk with our colleagues, talk with our friends that we have gone here, we've gone there, we've done that, we've done this, and all such kind of feel that a travel creates before we travel, during we travel, after we travel, is that relaxation or the stress freeness that has been created because of the travel. That a study has proven that while this is happening, the more vacations you take or the more you go through all this, you'll be less prone to like any unhealthy things. Like there's also a proven study that you have less chance for heart attacks if you take more of your vacation. So there's a science behind we being stress free while we travel, and which is really, really important for us to stay healthy. And moving forward, yes, just to understand why do people travel? Why exactly do they travel? So can I just quickly ask, why do you travel?
Yeah, sure. So there can be a lot of reason. One special reason is that we want to see some unexplored places, new places. The other can be maybe our relatives and friends live at another place and we want to see them. The
Yes.
third reason can be we want to go to for some adventure camps. Can
Mhm.
be we have a business meeting. So there can be lot many reasons.
Right, right. So usually, yes, we just to escape from the daily routines that we have, we travel, of course, and then of course to spend some quality time with our friends, with our family, we do travel, and then actually to relax, have some me time or else family time to just relax doing nothing. Yes, of course, we do travel. And for celebration, we travel. For suppose if I have an anniversary, if I have a birthday, we just travel to celebrate. We have some festivals, we go to our relatives' house, we celebrate, and that's how we travel. And then appreciating travel, that means for suppose I got a promotion, then my dad takes me to a trip, and suppose like we cracked a deal for our company and then they sent us somewhere to travel and come back, appreciation kind of a thing. And then various religious uh, aspects, we do travel, be it going to a temple, going to a mosque, or go exploring a church. For various religious regions also, we do travel. And of course the weather conditions, few people like deserts, few people like mountains, snow caps. So the weather that we don't usually have in our daily lives, we do move around to explore such kind of weathers. So these are the few basic things why people actually go around and travel for. But there's a lot that is being missed in this midst. So that is where Travel Maniac have jumped in to understand and to discover the unbeaten things that can be explored and that are important while we travel. Few things I have just put them forward here. So the moment we think about Ladakh, so we go, we just see the weather over there. We have snow caps and then we have horse ridings, and we really, really become happy after seeing all that. And then of course the youngsters have this thing of riding motor vehicles and going to Ladakh and all that. But yes, we do have a mud village that is there nearby to Ladakh, and the whole village, like it is so amazing that the whole village and each and everything in that village is made up of mud. And even today, people cook in mud vessels, and the food there is like really yummy. Do you even believe like there is a place like this exists? Anybody who want to comment on this?
Yeah. So
You have people telling something?
yeah, they are saying that this is a beautiful place, but not to accept that this can be in Ladakh, like a
Mhm.
place. And it is, somebody is also saying that it is looking like we are in Rajasthan sort of a place. So
We never expect such kind of a place in Ladakh, right? But yes, there is
yes.
this beautiful village that is there over there, which is unbeaten. Like we really don't know that such kind of things are there. We also have a place called Gudisa, which is there in Andhra Pradesh again. And this is where we get a chance to we have tribals all over. We get a chance to go talk to the tribes, understand their livelihood. We also have the chance of staying with them, like in their cottages. This is how we are giving the livelihood or giving our support to the tribes. And then they showcase us different arts, different crafts that are there. And this is like very nearby to very well explored places. Like we have Maredmalli and all, which are really explored. But then such kind of places which are unbeaten, which are nearby to few of the most visited places of people. And then again, another place where, so usually while we travel to Kerala, the moment we say Kerala, people like quickly go to Trivandrum, Malapi, Boat House, and then Tekeri, and then they just see the martial arts and then they come back. But we have these beautiful tree houses, and this is in a place called Vegamam in Kerala, where like you'll be off from your mobile phones, laptops, everything, and you are going to live in the wild in a tree house, and you'll have the roarings of the animals, and then you're going to love this experience. And this is something unbeaten, and people doesn't know much about this.
And this is
And
wonderful as well.
yes, and
Wonderful.
then the experience that we get, you're just off from the whole world and just hearing to the nature, and that's the most amazing thing that can happen to us. On this note, I just wanted to quickly show you a 10 seconds video that happened recently. So that's a Chiku festival that happens in Maharashtra. So Chiku is being cultivated there, and they celebrate the harvest. Like they get the harvest to one place, they sing, they dance, they like showcase their culture, and then they celebrate the harvest and let people know that yes, there is chiku that is being cultivated here. And then the dance that they do, the cultural programs that have happened there. So I have once been here, and it's really beautiful. And we have everything that is made up of chiku. Like we have chiku ice creams, chocolate bars, and all that. And it's a different exposure that is there. So the moment we hear Maharashtra, we go to few places like we have Lonavala and all that. Of course, they are great places, and then we explore. But there are few things like this that are unbeaten, which can really get a lot of experience to us, which would be everlasting even after our travel is done, like for years together. And of course, the first picture is the Kaziranga National Park that is there. And then the next picture again is from Tekeri of Kerala. So we have few workshops that happen where you can like go serve the wildlife, understand the livelihood of the wildlife. You can like be there for a week or a month, be part of those workshop, and you can start rearing them. You can start taking care of the wild, just imagine the experience that you would have. I mean, there's a lot of education that happens. There are a lot of things that we learn in this process. So this is also a part of travel. Of course, we know Kaziranga. Yes, we have rhinoceros only there, and yes, our elephants are well known, Kerala elephants. But still, such kind of a things, educationary things also that are there, which much of us don't know, and they are unexplored and are unbeaten. And discovering such kind of things and getting these products to our travelers is Travel Maniacs' motto. And in this process, we have learned a lot. By discovering these unbeaten things, what are those favorables actually that we are going to discover? I mean, out of this discovering, what are we going to know, or what is that favorable things that we are going to have? So, the experiences while we were discovering these unbeaten things, I would love to share few of the experiences that we have gone through. And also, travel is not just about going seeing a place, but there's a lot that can be learned after travel. And I, out of my personal experience, I would love to talk about few incidents that I have seen while I've traveled and what I have learned from those things. So I still remember I was in my teens, and my dad, my mom, my siblings, and my grandmother also have traveled with us. So we all went to a place called Basara. So that is well known for a temple. And then we went to that place. So while we were traveling, we just stopped near a hotel just to have our dinner. And then on our first day, and then we just sat down, we had our food, and that Daba's owner has a kid. So she was just moving around. She was very cute. She came to us. We interacted with that kid. We interacted with the owner. How did he start off? What was his life story? And we shared ours. He shared his. And it was a very good conversation that have happened. And then, yes, we paid the bill. We just said all the goodbyes, and then we moved. So next day was our temple visit. We happily like quickly finished our temple visit, and we were just moving around. And that night we were going to another temple which is like nearby to that particular place called Basara. And suddenly our vehicle broke down, and we were clueless. We are two of us, and then my mom, my dad was really tensed on what we have to do. We actually asked help for from whoever we have seen. There were so many people, and none of them have really helped us. So we almost waited for like hour and a half or 2 hours, and that's when we saw a vehicle coming in, and then with a lot of this hope, we were just sitting out there, and then suddenly there's a man who just jumped out of the vehicle and then came running towards us. Do you need any help? We are here to help you out. Please come. We are going to just leave your vehicle here. We are going to get it repaired and all that. We were surprised. I mean, like, we were just seeing for many people who would really help us out. And there is, when we were left out with zero hope, we have a man who himself came to ask us, fine, but how or why are you even doing this? And then he just moved, like just turned around and showed me a person, and he said, that's my sir over there who have sent me to get you guys. And this was the dhaba owner which whom we met the before day. And then we just felt help would always be around while we travel. And then yeah, we can meet many people with good hearts. It was just one simple interaction we had, but then he took those efforts of like recognizing, just being there. So it's all about that attitude that we throw while we are in any places that would really come back to us. That was one of a very soothing incident that I faced. And once in Mahabaleshwar again, Chitra, any comments for me?
Yes, people are liking what you are saying, and one main thing, Anuhya, is we are listening very carefully because what you are telling is like amazing. The questions that are coming, I'll take at the end of your presentation so
Yes,
that we
yes,
are
yes.
not disturbing you in between, because this is really really valuable and
Um,
actually deep rooted what is our culture and the ground reality should be for
Yes,
tourism when we say
yes,
sustainable approach. So please
yes.
go ahead. This is going very nice.
Done. So another incident again. So we went to Mahabaleshwar. I think this was last year when I visited Mahabaleshwar. I was just moving around to see different places there. Then I met a person who was selling strawberries. And then, of course, one of my partners who came around with me, he just loved strawberries. So we was just standing there talking to that person. And then he said, do you guys work for IT? I'm like, what a direct question. Why IT? I said, no, this is how I work. This is where I am. Then I asked him, why did you even like ask us this? Then he said, there was a old man, old in the sense like somewhere he's in his 50s and 60s. He have set up a beautiful place for IT people to come work from there. So it is in between his farms. And I loved that idea. So that particular person who have set that up was a person who have worked like for his 40, 45 years of life in IT industry. And you know how it is like with the laptops, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, and indeed more hours just sitting with the laptop and all that. And because of what he have gone through, this particular man have set up a whole new different setup in between the farm where you can like have a very soothing feel. And that was the best workplace I have seen ever. No Google, Microsoft, or Wipro can give us such kind of a workplace experience. And that was amazing. He just set that up so that he have frequent visitors who come there to sit down, work from there, and have those peaceful times and go back. And that
Mhm.
felt really amazing. Like he wanted to give something to people which he didn't have while he was working, kind of. And that was really beautiful. And yes, there are lot many life stories. We also can understand various similarities, the differences that we have. Again, another incident where so I've been to Kashmir and then I have to reach the snow cap for which I was taking a horse ride. So the
Okay.
person who came along with me, the horse rider, like who will help you ride the horse. So he was walking, he's taking the horse, and I was on it, and we were climbing a hill. So we just went, and then once we were up, I was there, and then I asked him, "You'll be waiting for me, right? I'll be like spending some time here, and I'll be going down back with you." He said, "Sorry, I'm not going to because I have very important work." I said, "You are the one who got me here, and it is really hard for me to find another one again here to go down." He said, "Sorry, I cannot do it, ma'am." I said, "If you want, I could really pay you double the amount if you really want to. I can like give that to you so that at least you just make sure you're waiting for me and you take me down." He just denied. He said, "No, I cannot do it." Then
Mhm.
I asked him, like, "Can I really know what important is it? Because you are just leaving me in between here." Then he said, he comes from a small village from Kashmir. In that village, they have a concept of meal hour. That means
Okay.
every few days, somewhere like every 9 days or 19 days, I can say, there would be a meal hour where like all the family members come together to have the meal on that particular day. Even though if they are not getting time to have food together in any of the other days, on that particular day they make sure that they are there for the meal to have together. And I was amazed hearing from him, "You pay me double triple, I don't want. It's been time for me for my meal hour and I have to go back to see my mom." I was just amazed and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Do I really take that time out for my mom? Am I really doing it? And I just learned that. And from them, after coming back, even though, of course, I don't stay with my parents, but at least I make sure that I have that kind of an hour for my family. And
Right.
that was just mind changing to me. And yeah, such kind of things, that such kind of instances would really help us learn a lot. And this happens when we travel, when we move around.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was really amazing. And if I am allowed, I can just talk more about two
Yeah,
other
yeah, sure,
instances.
sure. We are delighted to hear that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. We are also learning. You have learned, and from
Ye-
you, we are learning.
Yes. So another thing. So usually, like I am from an Orthodox family, and I have been made to do few things. Like, I mean, I am asked to go to a temple. They say go to a temple, pray, come back, and that's how, I mean, we are grown up. We are being told that you have to do this, you have to do that. Then and one day, while I was traveling, I was staying, the cottage that I have took was right next to a mosque. Then I always wondered, I always had that huge respect for mosques, churches, and whatever, all the religious things that are there, because I always believed in that faith that people had rather than on whom or whichever, I mean, on whom kind of.
Mhm.
So I always wondered if I can really walk into that mosque or no. Am I allowed or no? Even if I'm allowed, I go and do something there which is not supposed to be done. Then it is like everything is going to turn down. Should I go or no? This is what I had in my mind. And I stayed there for almost 3 days. First day I wondered, I just went till there, I came back. Second day I did the same. On the third day I had one person, a old man who was there, who was right next to that mosque. I have been seeing him for 3 days and he was always there. So basically he's the caretaker of that particular mosque. Of that particular mosque. And I'm sorry if that person is called as caretaker or whatever it is, but then yes, he was there to take care of the whole facility. So I just asked him if I can walk in. He said, yes, of course you can walk in. Then I felt really loved. And then but I didn't know what I have to do after going in. It's just that I loved the place. I had that faith. I just walked in. I really didn't understand what exactly have to be done. Then I just walked in. He just said, just move around. So there was a place inside. He said, you can just move around. I asked him, what should I do? He said, you can just move around for 3 times and then come back. I said, fine. With all good faith and love, I just moved around I went around for 3 rounds and then I came. Then he just offered me something and he said, uh, take. I'm like, what exactly is that? Okay, I will take. So now a powdered thing he have given. Now I'm like, what should I actually do? Is it something to eat or is it something to put or how do I do this? I was with my exclamationary face, and then he said, that's a bottu. So bottu in Telugu is a bindi or kind of thing that we put while we
Yeah.
on our foreheads while we go to temples and all. He said, okay, fine. I just took it. You just have to put. And then I put, and then I sat there for 5 minutes and I came out. So what I realized is this is what I do when I go to a temple as well. So there's a lot of similarities between us. I mean, the whole thing was same, just the place was differing. That have made me realize, okay, so this is what happens everywhere and we have a lot of similarities, and yes, we all can be together. And yeah, that was whole new experience that I had.
Hmm.
And there were so many campfires, there are so many treks that I've done, like I have been around to, where I met lot many people. I've exchanged lot many cultures. I've understood their livelihood, and there's a lot that has been exchanged, which have helped me change my whole routine. I started changing myself. I started adhering things from whatever I have learned, and these things are only possible while you travel, while you go explore different places. And those are the favorables I can call, because those things are really important for us in our livelihood. And also few other things. by our motto, by discovering the unbeaten or supporting the unbeaten, would be like we have several unknown things that are being got into the light. And of course there are lot many regional products that are there, which can be got into, which can be explored, which can be got into the minds or the lights of various people, the regional products. And also employment opportunity for the local people can be done through this. And domestic multiplier, by that I mean India as domestic tourism, India as a tourism can be got way more differently out. That people, already we have so many people, the foreign nationals who like really come to explore India for the rich culture that we have. And such kind of unbeaten things would even more amaze them. And of course, it is development of our India that would happen through this. And yes, more than anything else, it's the experience that is there, which we would really carry home. We would carry home, and then, yes, of course, that experience, that takeaway is home taking. The experience is really home taking. So, these are the things, or these are the favorables that happen while we travel and while we discover those unbeaten things that are there all over. That was our motto. Also, I just want to add the last part of my presentation on hospitality. Like, how does travel be more furnished with the help of hospitality? So, usually by hospitality, we usually talk about we getting the accommodation opportunities. I mean, the accommodation, different sorts of accommodation that we have, letting people know about it, the sightseeings they can go to, or else the transport facility, food, ticketing, helping them with the itineraries, and all that. People think that this is hospitality, like making these things handy to the travelers is all about hospitality, or making things handy to one particular person is all about hospitality. Be it in the hotels, if it is in the hotel, just letting the guests know that we have restaurants here, we have this sort of food, this sort of food that is being served here. All these things, just letting them know is hospitality, of course, but there's a lot beyond that. So, what can be hospitality is the etiquettes that we maintain while we are giving our service, and of course, the situation handling that we do, which really matters. And being in their shoes, like, for suppose, if I am dealing with a customer who comes to me and asks that this is my budget, I want to explore these particular places, or it can be like, just suggest me a restaurant which would range from this price, or this sort of this star hotel that is there, etc. So of course we also look after all those things while we travel. So just being in their shoes to understand their requirements, and also with good patience. For suppose there's a lot of negotiation that is happening, I just can't say that, oh, there's a lot of negotiation that is happening, and then they are not ready to like listen to us or pay for the services that we are going to give them. So that is we, while we go take service from someone else. So just be in their shoes, understand the situations, and that's how we really can be hospitable towards our customers. And of course ethics for sure. And also we have to make people feel heard, that we are hearing out, and we have to feel responsible. For suppose you have planned a tour, and then you got a call around somewhere in the night, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, saying this, that, even though you are not there, even though you're not able to like solve that problem at that point of time, at least make the guests feel that they are heard, and be responsible enough. Like, we just gave the hotel, you just have to deal with it. It's not that kind of a thing. Just being responsible, because someone have trusted you and they have come to you to take the service. Especially this is to throw light to the students or the working professional who are there in the tourism and hospitality industry. So just be responsible towards it, because someone have had a lot of trust that they have built in, and they have come to take down your services. And then of course the experience that we give, And that's when I talked about the unbeaten places and also the way we uh, deal the whole tour with. And yes, at last, the biggest thing, the communication, which plays a lot, and a very huge role in both travel and the hospitality industry. So by communication, I just don't mean like telling, yes, this is the itinerary. It's not just that, but communication has a lot that is there. It can be your facial expressions, it can be your gestures, it can be the reciprocation that you show with your body language. So all that which really matters, the huge thing or else the very important thing that really matters while you are delivering hospitality would be communication. So these are few things that have to be kept in mind, and these things would really furnish the travel experience that is there. So with hospitality we will furnish travel, and of course travel, hospitality is only possible when travel is there. So this is how they are interlinked, and this is how the travel and the hospitality should be there in order to work together and also get out a beautiful experience to the people or the guests or else the clientele that come to us. So on this note, I would like to like say that Travel Maniac have always been such kind of a company or such kind of a platform where we just don't give the itinerary to the people, but indeed we get in a lot of experience that can be taken back home while people come to us. So on this note, I would like to show a small video. This is our founders, one of the trip that he or she have been into. Few of our So, on this note, I would like to thank all of you for very patiently listening to me and hope you guys loved it. And now, yes, of course, I'm open to your
Yes,
questions, please.
yes, Anuya. Can we just have your presentation screen
Sure,
share
sure.
off so that we can have you? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So first of all, we should say hats off to you for doing such wonderful thing. And
Mhm.
one of the thing which is very important along with all the things that you have told us, by doing such kind of an activity and pursuing this kind of a tourism unexplored one, it is really helpful for maintaining the carrying capacity also of that particular place along with learning and other things. Now,
Right.
one very important thing I would like to ask you,
Mhm.
like Travel Maniac, a travel agency, is this travel agency mainly dealing in the outbound tours, or they are preferably inside within the India domestic?
So we do both the trip, I mean, both the tours, inbound and outbound as well. But
Okay.
our main focus is into domestic, just to discover the unbeaten and get the whole new uh, tourism era of India to be got out into. So yeah, we are more focused upon the domestic tourism.
Okay, so your this travel company,
Mhm.
it has the mobile app also, or it is through the website? And if
It's
there is
through
some
website.
through website, so can you
Yeah,
just tell us, or for all our wonderful audience, the website address so that we can go that there, we can browse that, and we can also
sure.
take the services of the company some or the other
Ye-
time period.
Yes. Can I
You
drop it
you can
in
you
the
can
chat
yes,
box?
you can write in the chat box. I'll put it
Done.
in the YouTube.
I'm doing that.
Yeah. Till the time you are doing that, I
Yes.
want to ask you,
Mhm.
like you have told that your packages are for the budget tourist also, apart from
Mhm.
others. So when we say the budget category, generally, what trends you have seen nowadays in the budget categories of tourists?
So we usually see various kind of people that come in. So we have people who do travel for luxury, wherein the price would not matter, but then the luxury would matter to them. And we also have seen travelers for whom at a lower budget they want to explore different things because they just don't consider it as a luxury travel as luxury, but then they consider it as a place where they can get their stress off. And of course we have young travelers who come in where they are more focused into having things like I mean the food that they want to explore, the various activities that are there they want to explore, they are focused into that. While we also have family travelers, like the family audience, where they come in where they are more focused upon covering various things that are there. In that sense, I mean, like they have their kids that they come along with, they have their parents also they're involved in, so they are more focused on the various types of activities that they are covering. That means they also should have one temple, they also should have a place where kids enjoy. So this is how they are focused into various aspects, not exactly the fares. So we have different travelers who come up with different things or different specifications or what they are mainly or more focused into.
Right. Thank you. So this travel agency is basically South India based, right?
Yes, we are based out of Hyderabad.
Yeah. So do
Yes.
you have some regional centers in North India also? Yeah, one center in Hyderabad only.
We have one in Hyderabad, that's our main hub. And then we have recently opened up one in a place called Kadapa again, that is in Andhra Pradesh. So
Right.
Hyderabad is in Telangana.
Right.
So we have one branch that has been opened up very recently, like somewhere a month back or 2 to 3 weeks back. So
Oh,
we are more than focusing on the number of branches, we are actually focusing on connections in the various states, I can say.
right. Anuya, why I have asked this is because
Mhm.
I just want to understand when we say the clientele, the travelers, the tourists that are coming to you for booking the packages, they are
Right.
mostly most of you, them are from which part of India or which category of tourists? If you can just tell us something about that.
So we have like this is something interesting, I can say, because we have so many. I mean, we have travelers across India who reach out to us.
Mm-hmm.
But the interesting part is people who are in the north. They are really excited, and they have this sort of exploring feel or else wandering feel. I can say on the things that are there in the south. Whereas the south people, they have that wonder feel about the things that are there in the northern countries. So yeah, it is like that how we get the clientele. So that's how we also kind of upsell the products as well. That's how we market it as well, because what we already have or what we already see in our routines, we don't really like to see them in while we travel, because we travel to explore or see different things that are not part of our routine. So yeah, this is how we get. So what we don't have or what we are really far from is what excites us. So that's how the clientele are.
Since your packages, your approach, your
Mhm,
systems, they are future oriented and they are more sustainable and
mhm,
always focused towards responsible tourism. So there is a question with us that
mhm.
how you or your company sees tourism with travel, and what is the use of AI and technology when we say tourism, and are you also focusing towards developing some kind of technological support or AI support in future for your organization?
Done. For this, I have a very tricky answer. So we want to get the technology in few aspects. Like
Right.
for suppose, if I have to book a ticket, it has to be quick enough. But if I have to visit a place, I cannot do it with AI. I cannot just sit at my home, just see it virtually and feel the place. No, that is when we are going to miss this experience that I have talked about. So
Mhm.
we want to take the technology help in fastening the things like ticketing, itinerary making, reaching out to the vendors or reaching out to the clients that we get in the communications and all that. So, and of course, in marketing the places, I can say the social media and all that. So, using technology for this part of it, and technology for sure not in the part of experience. So, hope I
Right.
answered the
Right.
question.
Yes,
So,
yes,
something
yes.
like if I have to pay a bill at the hotel, so making it quicker by having some separate kiosks for us where you can like directly go pay for it. So, not wasting time or making it easier or quicker at things like this, but not with the experience at all. No technology in experience.
So
So,
quickly, if
yeah.
I want to ask, yeah, thank you for that. Quickly, if I want to ask for especially the students of marketing, they are also watching, some of our marketing students. If you have to
Mhm.
give some digital marketing tips to them, uh, I'm not saying the perfect ones or something,
Mhm.
but your own that you have
Mhm.
experienced or you want to, what tips will you give to them?
So, what I really wanted to talk about when it comes to marketing, so more of what has to be shown there,
Mhm.
uh, rather than that, what have to be felt has to be focused upon. For suppose if I'm just making a poster saying that you have these places, I'll just list down the places and say this is it. So that can be seen in a website as well. Why do you want to create a poster for it? The feel has to be gotten. Like if I say if I can like quickly show you one poster,
Right.
just a yeah, I'm just sharing my screen. You're able to see my screen, right?
No, no. Yes, now we can. Yes,
See,
it
which
is
says
visible.
make up for lost time, pack up for Kerala. So, so something like this quickly says that there's a lot that has to be explored in Kerala. And of course, just pack up for Kerala if you have lost time that has been there. So
Right.
something like this. And if you can just see, it also says make up for those missed family times, the idle banters, the laughter ratos, but pack up for the backwaters, beaches, hill stations, and jungle of Kerala. So something like you have to make them feel on what they would experience at that particular place rather than just give them the information. So information, of course, they can just go around, Google it and know, but then the feel as a travel person or else a person from the industry, you have to let them know the feel that has been there. So that's a small suggestion from my
Right.
side.
So even if you are going digital, just keep in mind about communication, and through communication, how you are connecting the people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So one more question. Since in this particular field, when we say alternative tourism, responsible tourism, ecotourism, sustainable tourism, there are a lot many agencies that are working. So if I say, what is the USP of Travel Manic? Maniac?
So yeah, travel maniac. So
Yeah.
by travel maniac, so the name itself says the reason for us to put that name, I mean the founders to put that name was like they are those travel freaks, like they are really passionate and they are mad for travel. That's when they just got this name of travel maniac. So anyways, coming back to the question on like
The USP.
How different or how unique Travel Maniac stands is, like I have mentioned, we have discovered the unbeaten. So the moment you, for suppose, talk about Kerala, people would, like, the moment they reach out to the travel agencies, I'm sorry, they just quickly get 2 nights, 3 days, or 3 nights, 4 days, where you can go to Tekadi, Alleppey, and Tekadi, Alleppey, Trivandrum. Like, quickly, these are the things that any travel agency would give. Even now, you can just quickly go search for search for a travel agency, search for Kerala. These are the three names that would come in, and you would just go see the backwaters, be in the boathouse, and all that stuff. But yes, we stand unique by getting those things that are there. We get in touch with the local people, we understand the uniqueness, and yeah, that's how unique we plan our trips. So the moment we say Kerala, we have these tree houses that are there, and also we take the help of localites there. We ask them to prepare the food of that particular state or that particular place. What is it well known for? And then we make sure our travelers or the people who come to us are going to that place, seeing the in-depth culture of that place, seeing the things that are unbeaten, and having the local food, buying things from the localates, and all this. And we directly get in touch with the local people there. First, we go sit down, understand, and get all those feels, and then, yeah, help our travelers. And that's how we stand unique.
Right. So this is the personal touch that Travel Maniac gives
Yes,
to.
absolutely.
So how you are looking at the future of the company? What are the future
Mhm.
plans? You can just discuss that. How what all expansions you are, or what all new categories you are going to introduce, if you want to, in a very brief manner.
Right. So we would really like to getting things like, we are planning for like honeymoon packages. We are planning for pilgrimage tourism and leisure tourism. By hearing all this, you can also feel like this kind of tourism is anyways there in any sort of travel agency. People usually talk about leisure tourism, pilgrimage, honeymoon packages, honeymoon tourism, and all that. But
Yes.
then the uniqueness that we want to get in these fields would be like, for suppose, if you see the honeymoon tourism. So it's just that the moment we ask for any packages, people will be like, they'll be suggesting the Kashmir hill stations. You can like go explore the what do you say, explore the weather over there and then come back. This is the daily routine or else a general thing that happens. But then here we want to inculcate things like the sunsets that are there, the trekking. So no couple goes for a trek for a honeymoon, but yes, it is much needed, because how do you take that trek, both of you hand in hand, telling each other that we are there for each other, going on a trek? I mean, such things are the ones that would get two individuals together, and in terms of understanding, in terms of telling each other onto, yes, we are there for each other. Doing a trek is really not possible. Sitting in a boat, going around, exploring the weather is fine, but then doing a trek together where we talk, where we understand, where we together conquer something is something different, which would really get us more connection. So something which deals with this feel is what we are working upon.
Great, great, great.
Yeah.
Even for MICE tourism in future, we can see with you.
Mice, yes, of course, something different we might come up with. But at this point of time, pilgrimage and honeymoon tourism is what we are looking up in the next few steps of us. But yes, we
Thank
would
you.
love to explore more, and we would love to get the feel factor in the intangible feel or the experience that a travel can get into is all what we are looking out for.
And the unexplored and the safest destination for your guests.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Anuya. I must say that you are rightly been there as a communication manager. You are a great communicator, and you get all applause for that. And thank you so much for coming here, sharing the ideas, sharing your presentation. Wonderful, wonderful views. And one takeaway that we are carrying today with your presentation is that just respect your culture, and tourism doesn't become with lavish structures and everything which are getting lot many good things, um, uh, elite class of structures and infrastructures and other things. It is just a small things that you see around yourself and inside the houses of the localites wherever you are going. So this is a takeaway that we are carrying. And once again, thank you so much. And one last message that you want to give, especially to the students of hospitality and tourism, those who are watching today, what do you want to say them? How should they go by with their career, and what one thing that they should always remember?
So, what I have believed in for these long years, what I have learned from my father, and what I believe at the most is what I'm going to share right now. Because since you've told it as students, I am very more attached when that term comes in. Like students teaching such kind of things are very much connected to me because I always aspire to become one where I educate students the actual education rather than just another classroom education to get in the experience to them. All I wanted to say is two key things that are there. One is knowledge and the other one is skill. These two things, by skill, I just don't mean that we have to just sit, learn things, but it's all about that attitude that you get in is what I feel, what I mean by skill. It can be your communication skill, it can be your interaction, it can be the way you handle a situation. That is what I mean by skill. It's not something like you go, it is not a computer skill, it is not MS Word or MS Excel or else a PowerPoint presentation that you have to learn about, but the attitude, the communication, the interaction, the situation handling, the negotiation skills. I'm talking about these skills, and attitude really, really matter. And of course, a bit of knowledge. And even though if we don't know on how to do a task, a right attitude can get that done. But if we have a lot of knowledge and we know how to get a task done, yet we fail in our attitude, we are not going anywhere. We are just at the point where we started. So I believed in attitude, I believed in right attitude. So that's how, or that's what have helped me grow. And of course, that's what have made most of the successful people grow and most of the people to be happy and successful in life. Just be with the right attitude and you will just conquer whatever you're wishing for.
Thank you so much with this positive note. Once again, giving us your valuable time. We thanks
Thank
to
you so
you.
much.
And to our lovely audience also, with this, we are coming to end of this particular webinar with the promise that we are coming tomorrow, same time, with a new concept, with a new speaker. But we want you to be happy, healthy, and prosperous every time.